Pop tests began a few years ago when my cousin, Randy Altschul, an inventor, developed the first saliva test for diabetes. The device can come in a range of embodiments, everything from a simple test strip for diabetes screening to a quantitative digital reader. Once we developed the saliva test for sugar, we realized we could test for any molecule in saliva. One of the molecules that caught our attention was the hormone cortisol, often referred to as the stress hormone, which can be elevated in a variety of human diseases. It turned out at the same time Merck in its Organon division was developing a drug called ORG-34517 for use in psychotic depression. In fact, they took it through phase 2 clinical trials, and it was shown to be safe and effective by blocking the actions of elevated cortisol in that disease. That actually was a surprise. But my own clinical research is involved in how cancer develops, and I realized that cortisol is important for the development of some cancers, and in particular may be responsible for some cancers being resistant to their treatments, the chemotherapy you might give to a patient. This may be particularly true for tumors in the liver, the ovary, some tumors in the breast. So we thought, just maybe, patients who had tumors that were resistant to chemotherapy, if we treated them with ORG-34517, we might make them susceptible to chemotherapy, thereby potentially extending lives, or maybe even saving lives. As a matter of fact, we have. Let me show you. So this is how we performed our successful preclinical trial with ORG-34517 for chemotherapy-resistant breast cancer. We took mice, and we took cells from a human breast cancer that was known to be resistant to chemotherapy, and we injected them into the mice. When the tumors got sufficiently big to warrant therapy, we then broke the mice into 3 groups. The first group simply got fluid injected in without having any chemotherapy or ORG-34517. This is called the control group, and this is so we can see how the tumors would grow if treatment wasn't given. And those tumors tripled in size. The next group got chemotherapy but did not get ORG-34517. Those tumors still grew significantly, not quite as big as the original group, but significantly, demonstrating that they are chemo-resistant because the chemo didn't actually prevent the tumor growth. When we gave both the chemotherapy and ORG-34517, these tumors grew for a very short time and then shrunk, never exceeding the size that they started at. So this is a proof of concept that ORG-34517 can actually potentiate the sensitivity of human cancer to chemotherapy, stopping the growth and perhaps even reversing the growth. Well, we're looking forward to launching the saliva test for diabetes with Walmart in 2012. We'll follow in 2013 with the saliva test for cholesterol. And then in the coming year, we're looking forward to moving into human clinical trials for cancer with ORG-34517.